What's going on, everybody? Well, this is going to be a tough video to make. I did not want to make this video, but I feel like I need to make this video. This is going to be a full transparency video, and you are about to learn things about me that you never knew. And be honest with you, I never thought I would actually say. But yeah, recent things that has happened and in my life has had me doing a lot of thinking, and being a public figure, it kind of amplifies things, and a lot of people pass judgment without understanding the full context of everything. So today, this is the day that I'm going to clear that up, and I'm about to tell you my journey and how I got here, and I know what all of y'all are here to find out. I did mention it on a live, about the last 10 minutes of a live a couple of weeks ago, and said in that live that I didn't want to address it any further. And well, that's hard to do whenever you live your life in the public eye, right? Because not everybody watches lives, and I have to deal with a lot of comments and stuff, asking a ton of questions and stuff like that. So I figured the best thing for me to do is make a video clearing everything up. But in order to understand, we got to start back at the beginning. So let's do a little rewind and start back. So, as you can see, it is a very gloomy day here on Mount Magazine, which I guess is kind of fitting for this type of video. So when I was a kid, guys, yeah, we're going all the way back there. When I was a kid, I did not have the best childhood. I grew up in situations that no kid should grow up in. I seen a whole lot that kids shouldn't see, should be exposed to. And it really impacted who I became as an adult and what type of man that I wanted to be. I grew up in a very abusive household, guys. My dad was a raging alcoholic. Did not treat women kind. I don't know how my mother put up with it for as long as she did. I know she stayed for us. Thankfully, she got out of that situation and is with the man that she's with now. Much better man. But it really dictated who I wanted to become as a man. You know, a lot of people, when they grow up in that situation, you got two types of people, right? You got those that use it as an excuse to be that type of person. And then you got those that use it as an excuse to be anything but that type of person, in my opinion. I have always been the one that used it as a reason not to be that person. To be honest with you guys, I've this is yeah, this is gonna get deep. I don't remember a ton of my childhood. I blacked out a lot of my childhood from traumas that happened in my childhood. I do remember when I'm around people that talk about my past as a kid, then memories will come up and stuff, and I can kind of reflect back on it and all of that. But there's a huge portion of my life that is blacked out. I remember some things, I don't remember others. Like, I'm not that person that can tell you who my third grade teacher was and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. I don't remember. For the life of me, I can't remember. Every once in a while, I will have flashbacks and stuff, you know, and here in the last couple of years, I've had more. I don't know if it's just because my change in my life or what, but I have talked to my brother and my mom about it a little bit, not much. I'm a pretty closed off person whenever it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's a defensive mechanism or something like that, but yeah, I'm trying to be more transparent in my older years, right? So my childhood has dictated who I am as a man. I'm not going to say that my father was all bad. He did give me my work ethic that I have today. He was one of the hardest working people that I knew. He was always working and stuff like that. He just wasn't the best person I knew. When he wasn't drinking, he was a great person. But when he was the devil. And he has done some things to me in the past, even as a young man, that I could just never forgive him for. He just wasn't a good person, all in all. So I always looked at everything as, okay, don't do that. Okay, do that. You know, when I seen a positive or something like that, I did that. I think the work ethic, I think he worked us a little too crazily. I do believe in kids working and earning things and stuff like that, but I kind of felt like we was more of a slave than anything. We would get list in the morning and pretty much be locked out the house until dark, and if we didn't get it done by the time the day was end, there was hell to pay. And which I know is why I have my work ethic that I have now, but I do feel like that there is you got to have a happy medium with all of that. It can't be too extreme. Ours was extreme. You could believe that. There wasn't a lot of fun in my childhood. It was yeah, wasn't great. I can honestly say I don't have a lot of great memories that I can remember from that. There was some. I'm not going to say that there wasn't any, but there was some. So all of that dictated the man that I wanted to be and who I wanted to be as a father, as a husband, and all of that. And I went with the latter, right? I went as, okay, that's not who you should be, instead of, oh, well, that's my excuse to be that. And so we're going to fast forward to teenage years, right? I moved out very early and had a pretty rough go at it. I was very hard-headed and wild. The responsible, good-natured person that I am today was not who I was back then. And then I found out I was going to be a dad with my daughter, and not with Levi's mom. We'll get to that shortly. Well, that relationship right there was extremely toxic, which taught me a lot. Me and my daughter's mom were not together very long after my daughter was born, and after that relationship, I said I would never be in another one that was that toxic, and it was just bad. It was bad. definitely not my type of people. It was not a good relationship, and so I made it a point to never allow myself to be with somebody that was that toxic and crazy. Again, she was not a good mother, not a good person in general, and I ended up raising my daughter, which a lot of people didn't think that I was capable of doing back then, because like I said, I was a little wild. I was a little wilder back then. Always same values, same principles, all of that stuff, but I was definitely wilder. I was young, I was living on my own, I was trying to make my way. Yeah, with really no direction. I didn't have a whole lot of male role models and stuff like that to tell me what the right way was. But I was always a good person and always treated people the way that I wanted to be treated. So that relationship didn't work, and I raised my daughter for a long time by myself. And then I got with Levi's mom. We was actually friends in high school, good friends. And always liked each other, but never really got together because I was a little wild back then, and I knew that I'd probably end up hurting her. So we kept it as friends. Well, as young adults, she already had Levi, and I had my daughter, and we ended up getting together. Now, growing up the way that I grew up and seeing what I seen, I always said to myself that I'm only going to get married once, and when I do get married, I'm going to be the very best husband and father that I could be, and I was going to give it everything that I had. Everything. And I said that for a very, very long time. Well, that's what I did. Whenever I got with Levi's mom, we was together a long time before we actually got married, because I was a little bit scared of marriage, honestly. And we finally got married, and we pretty much raised our family. There was a lot of good in that relationship, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I was the man that I was supposed to be. I was a very good husband, a very good father, and worked my booyaka off to provide a great home and a great life for the family, and to push everybody forward. But it didn't work. There was some problems and stuff, and I held on for a long time, and I honestly thought that I was going to die with Levi's mom. She was my best friend, and was my best friend for a very, 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 very long part in my life. And to be honest with you guys, whenever that ended, I kind of stuck around until Levi was just about to graduate, and pretty much said what I needed and all of that. I'm not going to get into why we got divorced and stuff like that, but I am the one that asked for a divorce. Yeah, it just didn't work, and that devastated me, guys, because I never seen myself without her, and that was a hard one for me, because I truly felt like I gave it everything that I had and did everything that I was supposed to, and was the man that I was supposed to be, which was very, very important to me, and it's still very, very important to me to this day. And it didn't work, and it devastated me, and it took a long time to get over that. I'm not gonna lie. So I was in Florida for about a year before I decided that I needed to leave, because I was still too close to my ex, and I felt like I was never going to be able to move on if I stayed in Florida. So the hardest decision, one of the hardest decisions I had to make, probably the hardest, was asking for a divorce. Was to leave Florida, leave everything behind, leave my family, leave my kids, my grandkids, and all of that. But I had to do it. I had to make a change for me. My whole adult life, I put my family first. my kids first, and which is the way that it should be. I have no regrets there. But I also lost sight of who I am in that. I was so worried about taking care of my family and trying to be the man that I'm supposed to be. And I wasn't perfect by no means, guys, but I did work very, very hard to be a good person and a good man and a good husband and a good father and all of that. And I'm not perfect by any means whatsoever. But I felt like I was, and my ex will tell you that I was. We are still friends to this day. I've got a ton of respect for her. She was an amazing mom, and we had a lot of really, really good years together. And but I had to finally start living for me, which was hard for me, because what drove me in my adult life, guys, was to be a good person and to take care of my family and make sure that my family excelled in life. And I think that drive came from what I grew up around. And so whenever I got a divorce, it's like, okay, so what drives me now? So I needed to find me. I had no idea anymore what made me happy, what I enjoyed doing, all of that, because I did what my family enjoyed. You know, it was a different life. I didn't know what made me happy anymore. When I was in my early 20s, what I enjoyed then is not what you enjoy whenever you're in your early 40s, right? That's 20 years difference. So I had no clue. I was lost. But I knew I needed to make a change. And so I did. I uprooted everything in 3 weeks. For all my OGs here that have been here since the beginning of this, know that I accepted that job in Texas, and they only gave me 3 weeks to move. And at the time, I just walked away from my house in Florida and moved on to 8 acres in Florida and was going to do a homestead there. But I was miserable. I was still living the life of my ex, but without being with my ex, if that makes sense. I was too close, and basically as she called, I was going to be there, just because I truly loved her, and truly cared for her a ton. So I had to remove myself from that. So I took the job in Texas, and the whirlwind began, guys. It was like, woo! I don't think I took enough time, even though I did take about a year before I left Florida. I don't think I took the time that I needed to heal and to process and to get over all of that. But I went to Texas, and it was a whirlwind. I took on a new job, a new career. Even though I was in IT, this was a completely different part of IT that I was used to. The learning curve was steep, and the responsibilities was extreme. And so that kept me busy for a while. But it also kept me busy to where I didn't have time to process what I needed to process. So I did the Texas thing for a while, and when I was busy, I was good, but whenever I wasn't busy, I was miserable. I did not like the city. I felt like I was still searching for who I am now, and it definitely wasn't in Dallas, and it definitely wasn't in the city. Now, I started YouTube right before I left Florida when I had my homestead there, and I really found a love for filming and creating content and bringing you guys along with my journey. I found a passion that I really enjoyed, in a way for me to express myself. And I've always been a very creative person and think outside the box and all of that. And YouTube kind of gave me that outlet. It was kind of like the best of all worlds, right? Because I was a steel owner for a long time, building steel buildings, and iron worker. I also did home renovations on the side. And then I went into the world of IT. I also owned a sports bar and all of that. So it allowed me to take my whole past experience as far as work goes and put it all into one place, right? Making the videos, editing, filming, all of that, that's IT, right? The building and all of that, that's the steel and construction part. And then cooking, right? Y'all know about Fired Up Friday. It allows me to cook and stuff. I have a passion for that as well. So YouTube was like a one-stop shop for me, and I really fell in love with it. Well, when I went to Dallas, I was so busy trying to learn this new career and catch up, right? I felt like I was always behind. I was just miserable. And I couldn't do YouTube no more. I didn't have time. I didn't have really nothing to film. There was nothing, no content. I was in the middle of the city and all of that. So I was miserable. And then some things happened with my ex. The New Year's before I came here, we were still talking a little bit here and there. I wasn't 100% let go yet. And I don't think she was either. And then something happened at New Year's that just broke me, guys. It broke me. And I did a lot of self-evaluating that year, or that New Year's after that. And I decided that I have to move on. I have to make a change. And so right after that New Year's, I started looking for places. And one of the places I was looking at is in the Arkansas area. And then that's when Come On Mountain popped up on my screen. And y'all know the rest was history. New Year's happened, January 31st or December 31st. And I went and looked at Come On Mountain on like January the 14th. So just like 2 weeks. And then by February the 27th, I closed on it. So that's how quick I made that change. And woo, did life ever change after that? I did not know what I was getting myself into, to be honest with you. I always talked about, if everything went to hell in a handbasket, I would survive and gain weight, just because I've always been very capable, I guess, with building and living and hunting and all of that kind of stuff. But I felt like I needed to prove it to myself, I think. And that's why I bought an abandoned cabin, completely off grid, and started from scratch. And be honest with you guys, it's one of the best decisions I ever made. That year and a half of struggle really, really, really changed me and allowed me to find what I was searching for, my happiness, my purpose, what I enjoy, all of that. I truly enjoy this lifestyle. I really do. There was a lot of unforeseen that I would have never thought coming into it. You can think that you know all you want until you actually start living it. And boy, there's definitely some challenges that go along with it. With that, when I moved here, I kind of hit the ground running, but I didn't have, amenities, right? I didn't have a bathroom. I didn't have a shower. I didn't have water. I didn't have power. I didn't have really anywhere comfortable to be. The cabin was truly abandoned. I just kind of threw a bed in the middle of it and called it a day. So that became my primary focus, and I kind of got tunnel vision, right? Well, I was there for a little while, and then I got lonely. Be honest with you, got lonely up on the mountain by myself. It was new for me. I mean, you got to think I've spent my whole adult life raising my family, and my home in Florida, guys, was the hub of both families, my family and her family. And we was always throwing parties and birthday parties and Christmases and Thanksgivings, and every event was at our house. So I was always surrounded by people. So to go to seclusion on a mountain by myself, there was an adjustment period to that. I love it now, but to start with, I got lonely. So I put myself out there, guys, to try to find somebody. And then came Margarita. And great woman, good mother, a lot of great qualities. And to start with, it wasn't a dating thing, right? I was very clear where I was at in life, and trying to figure myself out. And but we decided, to talk and to hang out and everything like that. And we had a lot of fun and stuff like that. And then somewhere the pressure started coming to actually turn it into an actual relationship, and meet the kids and all that other stuff. And I was still struggling at the time. And hats off to Margarita for all the struggle she went through with me, coming to visit me at the mountain and stuff, and not having a bathroom, and me having to take her up to Blue Mountain Lake to take a shower and all that other stuff. Major props. Major props for that. But she was at a point in life where she was wanting a whole lot more. And I was at a point in my life where I don't think I was ready to give that. And which wasn't fair to her, because she is a great woman. A very great woman. But we're going to get into that here in a little while. So we decided at one point that it just wasn't meant to be. And I'll take credit for it being my fault. It wasn't any negative thing or nothing like happened or anything like that. It was just apparent that I wasn't ready for that kind of commitment in my life at that time. I had too much other. I was solely tunnel vision on getting comfort, getting settled at the mountain. It was so much work than what I anticipated, guys. So much work, and it still is. I work every single day, and I have to make myself take a break. Life is definitely a lot more comfortable now. I do have the amenities and all that other stuff, and life flows a lot better, and I am definitely acumened, is that the word? To this lifestyle now, 100%, for sure. Life is a lot more comfortable now than what it used to be. But at that time, it was nowhere near comfortable. And Margarita put a lot of work in and stuff, and credit to her. She truly did give it her all with that. But at the time, I could tell that she wasn't really happy with that going on as well. And also, with me being as busy as I was, I couldn't get the commitment that she deserved. So we decided to split ways mutually. And there was no bad blood, nothing like that. It was very mutual, very understandable and stuff like that. And I held Margarita to very high respect, for sure, for that, because she done nothing wrong, really. There was some personality clashing going on at the end too, and that's another reason why decided that it just wasn't right. It wasn't the right time. And I think that came a lot with me not being able to give the commitment and stuff, and just what was going on with life. So fast forward, I went on about my life on Come On Mountain and building and trying to get comfortable, and then things started coming around. I got a bathroom, I got the tiny house finished and stuff, and there was one in between that that ended up being a raggedy person. Cheating and all kinds of stuff. So me and Margarita stayed friends. She would text me every once in a while. I'd text her. We did meet up and go hiking once or twice, stuff like that. It wasn't like we would stay close friends and stuff like that, but stayed friends. So not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, whenever I got the big C there when I went to South Carolina, she texted me and we started chatting. And I was at a much better point in my life at that time. And so we was chatting, and it was a friend thing and stuff. And then eventually it ended up progressing to where I felt like I was at a point in my life a little bit more stable and stuff like that. And I truly felt, I guess, guilt that I didn't give her a true chance because of what was going on in my life. And the first round. And so there was that question, what if, right? And so we had a lot of long discussions and stuff about that. And to be honest with you guys, when I first got here to Arkansas, I don't think I was over my ex-wife. There was a lot of history there. We raised our family. We'd known each other since we was kids. Yeah, I definitely don't think that I was completely moved on from that. I think subconsciously, I think, there was the, hoping that one day it would work out. Because it was tough. She was the love of my life, guys. I seen forever there, and it was hard to get past, and it took me a long time to get past it. I am truly past it at this point in my life, though, and I'm glad. I wish her nothing but the best and stuff, and we still friends and all of that, and we got kids and grandkids and all of that other stuff. So it was very important for me, for us to stay amicable. Because there's going to be times like Levi's 21st birthday, I went down there, we co-hosted it, stuff like that. I feel like that's very important for the kids and grandkids to see. So we're still friends, but both have moved on at this point. So we got to talking, and I guess in Margarita's life, it was to a point that she wanted to give it another shot, and I was thinking the same thing. So we gave it another shot, as y'all know. Now, I would not have put her on camera, guys, if she wasn't such a big part of the channel for so long, and y'all love her to death. So we did give it a shot, but this time I went all in. I went all in on it, and I really was the person that I was supposed to be, and really gave the attention, and made the extra effort. I made a huge extra effort because I don't feel like I made the effort the first time like I should have. And I gave it everything that I had. And I was present, and I was involved with her and her kids and all of that. I was doing what I should have did the first time. And well, to make a long story short, guys, there still was something missing. It had nothing to do with the off-grid lifestyle and all that other stuff. I've seen some comments, guys. I said I wasn't going to make this video, but I keep getting all these comments about where is she and this and that, and then some rude towards me and her and all that other stuff, which is the hard part about living your life in the public eye, right? So I decided to go ahead and make this video, and it's very fitting that it's a gloomy day, day after Valentine's Day and all of that, but I really want to move on. I really want to move on past this, and I want y'all to respect that. And I'm going to have a lot of people tell me, you don't have to explain to us and all that other stuff, but I do. I live my life online, so I don't have to explain everything, and I don't have to explain every, relationship that, kind of comes and goes or whatever that y'all don't know about and all of that. But in this particular, being that it was such a big part of the channel for a while, and y'all guys were invested in stuff, I kind of do. And I tried to address it at the end of the live. The problem is not many people watch the lives, and it was the last 10 minutes. So literally there's not a video that goes by that I don't get, where's Margarita, where's Margarita? A lot of people are going to my friends' channel asking the same question and all of that other stuff. So I figured the best thing to do was just to be completely transparent with you guys, and also give you a serious background of who I am. I couldn't be much more transparent than I've been in this video, guys. I mean, I took it all the way back to childhood, right? And shared some pretty deep personal stuff with y'all that I really don't talk about at all with anybody. But I do consider y'all like a family to me, an extended family to me. Y'all are kind of going through this journey with me. So we had the vacation plan to Mexico to meet my family and all of that other stuff, and that didn't go as well as I hoped, guys. There was definitely something off, and not saying anything bad or good or indifferent or anything like that, but there was definitely, it was eye-opening. I'll just say that. It was eye-opening, and it did not go, and I had high hopes for it. I really did. And there was already like a something off. And then that happened, and then there was another incident after the vacation and stuff, and it just wasn't meant to be, guys. There was a lot of great qualities about Margarita, and I hold her up into the highest most respect, guys. I have no bad to say about Margarita whatsoever, and I'm not going to allow y'all to bash her on the comments either. I will remove it and hide from the channel and all that other stuff, because she is an amazing woman, amazing, great mother. She's been through a lot herself, and I think her past also dictates a little bit about maybe why the compatibility wasn't there. She's working through things herself, just like I'm working through things, and I know she's got a lot of respect for me. We hugged, whenever we had the talk, and she apologized for some things, and I apologized for some things, and all of that, and we just decided that we was only back together for 3 months, guys, and like I said, I wouldn't have put her on camera, but yeah, she was a big part of that, and she missed y'all as well, and so that's why I did it. I would have held off on that for a while until I knew, but it's hard doing this for a living and filming your life, and then somebody that's a big part of your life like that not being on camera, because then you have to hide a lot of your life, and that's hard to do whenever you keep it real like me and are very transparent. So we decided that it's only been 3 months, where I decided actually, and it was only 3 months, and I didn't want it to go any further because I didn't want to hurt her. That's never been my intention. She's too good of a person for that. So we agreed that we would go ahead and end it, and just not be together, and kind of go our separate ways. We didn't end. It wasn't hateful. It wasn't nothing like that. I'm sure I'll get comments saying, "Oh, you're immature," this and that. It's the exact opposite, guys. We're very mature about it, and sometimes you just got to call it what it is, and there's no need to kind of hang on to something to where until you get to a point that you end up hating each other. That is a toxic thing, and I'm not about drama and all of that, and I refuse to hang around until I had resentment and hate and stuff for her, because she's too good of a person for that. So we called it what it was and moved on, and it's been a while, guys. We haven't been together since before New Year's, and we was only together 3 months prior to that, so it wasn't like it was a long time. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify all of that. I will tell you guys, the dating world is crazy out there now. I wasn't ready for what this new dating world is like out there. If you are in a happy relationship, or a relationship that you feel like could be happy, and it can be fixed, fix it, guys. Y'all don't want none of this. y'all don't want the single world these days. It's I wasn't ready for what I found out here, guys. It's tough. There's a lot of damaged people out there, and to me, there's not a lot of morals out there anymore. For me, like, marriage meant something, right? Like it was, that's why I waited so long to get married. The morals out there in the dating world now is just gone. I feel like I'm a good guy. I got a lot to offer. So I have hope that there's a good woman out there that will run across my path one day, and I will, make the move and make it happen. But I'm in no hurry, guys. I am not unhappy. I know I get the comments all the time. You need a woman. You need a woman on the mountain. No, I don't. I need the right woman on the mountain. I will not settle, guys. I'm not willing to give up a big portion of my life again and it not be right. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I'm going to take my time. And if it's not right, I'm not going to pursue it any further. And I'm not going to move anybody up to the mountain until I know it's the one and the last one. I would much rather be by myself. I'm happy with being by myself. I tell my kids, you cannot make somebody else happy until you're happy by yourself. And me, I am truly happy by myself, guys. Do I want somebody? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to have my ride or die, my best friend to share this life with, because it's an amazing life. But it's got to be the right one. Whew. That was a lot, guys. Well, I hope that gives you a whole lot more insight of, come on. I can't be much more transparent in this, guys. I'm not going to get into details of my marriage and, all of that and my childhood more than I did. But hopefully that gives you an outline of why I think like I think and why I am who I am. But I love every single one of y'all. If you got somebody that you love, guys, hold on to them, because you don't want none of this single life. Come on. Love every single one of y'all. Until we see each other again, come on. Let's go on another adventure.